Hey everyone, it's Cali with those studios, coming with you, reporting some news about wrestling, specifically that of TNA wrestling. It has been made official that Dixie is now stepping down as the chairman of TNA, and Anthem Sports Entertainment is now the majority owner of TNA wrestling now. So that's big, big news that's been coming through the pikes. They finally made it official. So I know that for a lot of the wrestlers wondering if they were going to be around last year, now you have this information that not only the answer appears to be, yes. Now for those who don't know what Anthem Sports is, they're the owners of Fight Network. They own a few other stations, I think specifically with Canada. They also have digital. Digital was the largest, supposedly the largest sports, fantasy sports channel they own, and I think they also own like another digital channel, but they own a few channels. Roto Entertainment, they own a few, so they have experience. They're not just the new guy on the block. They have some knowledge of some business sense. This is their first wrestling venture, but they understand business. Now, I know that wrestling is a different animal all to its own. However, it's also been confirmed that Jeff Jarrett has come back in a consultant role for TNA. Now, he did write a tweet which kind of got my eyebrow kind of raised, and said that this would be a good deal. He believes this would be a good deal for him and GFW, which is as well as he thinks wrestling in general. So the only thing is, this kind of raises an eyebrow with me, because I'm thinking, okay, GFW. A lot of people don't know what the status was, what was going on with that federation. So it's always good to have other things out there. But the one thing I'm wondering, as the saying goes, on a man having two masters, serving two masters. So, it's one thing when you have other branches out there and other companies that don't have anything to do with each other, but when you have something that's in direct competition, it's kind of weird. So I don't know if they're just bringing him in temporarily, and then he'll get some, hopefully he's hoping to be able to get some notoriety off of it to push his federation when he leaves, or if it'll be a thing where there's kind of a fusion of GFW with TNA. Now, one thing I am also hoping is that they'll change. A lot of people are talking about them changing the name. I would hope that they would change the name and make it. I don't want them. Of course, changing the GFW would be a bad idea, because it's not as well known as TNA, and I think that would be confusing for people who don't. It would be kind of confusing for people. Now, what I would rather them do, because for those people who are familiar with DVRs and TiVos, when you change the name of a show, in just about any way, one of the problems you have to deal with is that DVRs sometimes don't realize it, and so they won't take the show. So you'll have sometimes a it'll fluctuate in the bad way, going down, and with people watching the show, because they don't know, because the DVR is not recording it. So once they realize it, then it takes care of it. They'll take care of it. But I'm hoping they just make it Impact Wrestling, which is what the show was called, and that's what a lot of people refer to it as. That's what I generally refer to it as, Impact Wrestling. It's also been reported that Dutch Mantel is also going to be there as well. So that's also great. Between the two of those guys, you have a girth of wrestling knowledge. They've also supposedly been trying to court the Hardy Boys to sign an exclusive deal with them. I know that there's been rumors that WWE trying to get them as well. I don't think they'll go to WWE. I think that they like the idea of this independence. So they may be happy with just signing to Impact and not doing exclusivity, and being able to do also the independent shows. There's, tonight, of course, is going to be the first night. It's going to be a live. It's going to be live tonight. So I don't think it's a coincidence that that tonight's a live night is when everything started coming out, leaking out like yesterday and today. I think they filtered and made sure everyone didn't know too much stuff. Kind of a la the when Kurt Angle first came aboard, and even Mike Tenay didn't know what was going on. So I think that's pretty much what they were doing here. And that's a pretty smart idea. I can't blame them. They're they're going to probably try and hit everyone with a knockout punch tonight, and that's pretty smart. I can't blame them for that. Again, I don't think it's a coincidence that everything's coming out now. So they have a good relationship with Pop, and that's awesome. Anthem seems to be all on board with them. I think a lot of people wonder what's going to happen. We don't know. Tonight will give us an idea of what's going to happen. One thing I don't want to see is them scrap all storylines, which I've seen that happen before in WCW multiple times. And for people that are invested in stuff, that makes people mad. It also happened in TNA when Bischoff and Hogan came there, and I think that's one of the things that always kept them on a bad footing, because around that time I felt TNA was hitting its stride, and then they came in and was like, oh no, we're going to turn AJ heel, and all this stuff doesn't matter. And that I thought that was definitely a bad way to go. I think if they had watched the show, paid attention to it before they came in, and then decided, it would have been better. So if they don't do that, I'll breathe a sigh of relief, several sighs of relief. So that's pretty good. That'll be pretty good if they do that. If another thing I'm hoping, a lot of things are contingent on how wide will they open the pockets. Anthem Sports. I'm hoping that they feed the wrestlers well, so to speak. And also, they also get back to doing a couple live events. They don't have to do a bunch of them, but a couple live events here and there. And they're willing to make true investments in the Federation. They're willing to do that, and they have the right people on board that aren't just trying to put themselves over. Then they should be okay. I think they'll be okay. The wrestling fans will let them know who they like, and they should listen to the wrestling fans. Not to the point that they're, kind of slaves to them, because that sometimes can cause a lot of trouble too. But listening to them, and then to make a correct ideas and understand where they want to go. The Hardys look to be safe, as long as they don't do stuff where everything is like, broken Hardy. I think that it works good as a world unto itself, and then kind of seeping in a little bit into the pro wrestling, but not completely. And I think that, of course Eddie should be fine now, and I think, the Wolves should be fine right now. And Lashley should be fine. Do that out of his, they're the Fight Network. Lashley is a credible source, credible MMA guy. So he has a background. He's not as big as Lesnar, but he has, he has experience there. He's known there, and he's respected. He's also, was a WWE guy, and he has enough notoriety. People know him enough, and he doesn't seem to be someone who causes problems, and he can give you a good match. So and also his mic work has gotten a lot better. So I think that those guys will be okay, and probably DK, specifically Abyss, because everyone seems to like him, and Jarrett's coming back on board. Jarrett liked him. I think Dixie liked him. Bischoff liked him. Hogan liked him. Russo liked him. So he seems to be a guy that works hard and has good work ethic. Everybody else, I'm not quite sure where everyone else is going to go. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything goes. I'm hopeful. We'll see a little bit tonight. Take care. Peace. Speak to LeVar Green, please. Yeah. I'm speaking to him? Okay, thank you. This is an attempt to collect identity information obtained will be used for that purpose. Yes. No, sir. We did not get all the payments. Hello? Hello? Look, someone gave you the address here? Is anyone here?
Listen, dreams can mean anything.
We appreciate what you've done for the company and the sacrifices you made.
You people are disgusting. With your bullying and your lies just to get people on the phone.
Look, man, I'm through talking. If you was any kind of man, you'd meet me outside and fight me one-on-one.
And as soon as you stop making a profit for us, I'll fire you too.
He's saying he wants my name, and he's going to sue the company.
Look, we provide a service. They knew what they were getting into, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Now there's a price to pay, and we're debt collectors.